All right, I think we're live, friend. I'm not 100% sure.
To get started.
Oh no. Refresh.
All right, we need to start it on the computer. Do you want to start it?
Oh, we're in. We're in, baby. That's what I'm talking
Wait,
about.
you got to change the name of the thing.
Oh.
Why did?
Wait, which one?
This has to be.
Is it episode 5?
Yeah, it must be.
Oh no. Hello, Paul Gary. Welcome to the stream.
It's been a while. No, just do 2 is full time, baby.
Word up.
Just
Word
two,
up, James
2
Wilson.
exclamation marks.
2 exclamation marks.
Dope.
All right. Save. How's the quality, guys? How are we looking?
Yeah, how's the sound?
Is the sound all right? This is not our normal setup, as you guys can tell.
I'm freaking out.
We are freaking out right now.
Freaking out.
Full angst. You good? All right. We've got a bit of a delay, but that's all right. That's to be expected. We're operating on a ultra high budget, ultra streaming setup.
It's a strong setup. I don't know why I can't figure out how to check see the live.
You can't see the chat?
That's not.
No, that's not it. We are so back.
Oh.
I agree, Paul Gary. I agree. We're so back.
Oh, I'm so confused.
How have you guys been? It's been a while since we've done a live, you know?
It's been a long.
Looks like we're in the sauna. We could be.
That does look
We could be.
Does look like we're in a sauna.
If I start sweating profusely, you know why.
And if I start
Crying.
crying, you know why.
No, we don't know why. We never know why.
How did you get that? You're in a cool screen.
I am the stream operator.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna go on. I'm gonna go on.
You can just doom scroll if you
Yeah,
want.
true. I could just do whatever I want.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, we're actually using we're using the Osmo, the DJI Osmo, to as our webcam on like another table behind our laptops, and we've got the mics connected to it. So we're hoping it's pretty good quality.
Okay.
No.
I mean,
Matt looks hot. I think he's always slightly red-faced.
I thought you meant hot as in good looking.
Worst OnlyFans ever? I agree. You're welcome. I'm sorry. All right, it's not a premium service.
Do we refer to them as chat?
Chat, you're being a bit cap right now. I think it's the lighting. All right, now you've just taken it too far. Ooh,
We started a Q&A.
how did you do that?
I don't know.
You're in. You've made it
I
in.
made it in.
CarSauce has joined the chat. So what's the response to that Q&A? Because you've just blocked off my chat.
I've just ended it.
Okay.
Nothing happened.
So what was the point of that?
I don't know.
So we've got obviously quite a bit going on, guys. We're actually not in our normal location, as you can tell. We're traveling. We've got some, meetings going on behind the scenes. And there's some pretty exciting stuff happening.
Very exciting stuff. Big stuff. We're in the Shire, as they say.
Bro, what is on your arm?
I had an endoscopy
That looks painful.
and it's bruised.
It wasn't me, guys, I swear.
Someone took an
Bro.
eggplant to me and whacked me.
Sheesh.
That's what it looks like.
All right, we've got our first question. Jim Smith coming in with the reality real quick. Which Chinese car would you truly actually purchase? That's a good question, but I don't like the implication. I don't like the implication that our videos are not what we actually think, because they genuinely are. But if we had to put our real money on it,
Yeah.
you go first.
BYD C-Line 6.
I mean, yeah, I knew he would say that.
Yeah,
Based on-
or MG4. If I was buying an EV, I'd buy an MG4.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would go out and buy one right now. I really like those. But not the X-Power. Not the X-Power.
I feel like whatever answer I give right now, in a month, it's going to be like outdated,
True.
It's just so quick to move. At the moment, I'd probably say the MG4. But that's an EV, actually. Yeah, if I was going to
Doesn't
choose...
matter. Still a Chinese
Yeah,
car.
I mean, probably the MG4. That's probably my favorite Chinese car I've driven recently.
If you need 7 seats, I mean, what
Tiggo
else
8.
is there other than the Tiggo 8 Pro
Yeah,
Max?
Tiggo 8 Pro Max, good price for what you get.
Great price.
That's like our genuine thoughts,
Yeah.
you know?
Maybe
stand by
if you
that.
asked me like 10 years ago, you know,
We would have
had a different answer.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be making so many Chinese car videos, but the reality is it's different.
All right, so
I feel like this is wacky. I'm worried.
so if Daddy Jacob is now full-time, how long were you working at CarSauce? Is that directed at me or at Matt? Because Matt has been more than full-time
since day one.
For quite a while.
I'm a stan of CarSauce since day one. October 18th, apparently.
That Zeus laptop is huge. Yes, this was actually a sponsored laptop. We got this laptop as part of a sponsorship deal with Azus. Thank you, Azus. Huge shout out, by the way. It is pretty awesome.
It's actually
It is massive.
Okay, the viewing, I'm not going to show you what's on the screen right now, but the viewing angles are so good, I can read everything on his screen clearly.
And you're like 90 degrees off
Almost.
from center.
Got a really good display.
I think it's like 16-inch screen, but it's a 16 by 10. We're not going to run ads. I'm going to skip them for now. We're just getting to know you guys. We're just getting warmed up, all right? I'm going to skip the ads.
Bro, how do I afford you?
No ads. We don't need
No
ads right now.
We don't need ads right now.
If you guys are looking for... This probably isn't the best laptop for gaming, if I'm going to be honest, because it hasn't got a good, very good gaming GPU. But for what I need it for, it's fantastic.
6 Foot Legend said 20-inch. The answer is not far off.
Where are you looking? 20-inch.
Yeah. Not there.
Oh, wait. For the laptop?
Oh.
He's the guy that's talking about the laptop. Bro. You had me lost there. You had me lost well and truly.
Yeah, I think it's an 18-inch laptop.
God. No, it's 16.
Oh.
16-inch. It's just got a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. All right, we got a few more. We both need an OnlyFans. I agree.
Done.
My salary's not high enough. Matt, did you like the Zika 001?
The Zika 001, yes.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, was that the fast one that was like
I only drove the FR, or I think it's called I think that stands for like fast racing or something. But it was a really nice car, but unfortunately we're not going to see it in Australia anytime soon. That was their first car they released. It was supposed to go to Link & Co. And then what did they do?
Link.
No, then they spun off this new brand, Zika.
Yes.
And then so it's actually got like the design of a Link & Co, but with a Zika badge. And then 2 years after they released this all new model, they completely replaced it with an all new model after 2 years.
Bro, say it for the people in the back.
So now we have an all new 001, which I was actually quite confused because they were like 001 and then we have an all new one. I'm like, what are you talking
it's like
about?
all new,
It's
but
all
it's
new.
001.
It was 2 years ago. But anyway,
Yeah.
good car. I mean, that one was just, it was literally the fastest car I've ever driven.
Pretty crazy.
And it was nice. That FR, they only make, I can't remember, it was like 100 units a month or something. And or maybe 300. It was something quite small when you consider that it's sold in China, who have a population of 1 billion people, right?
Pretty wild.
So yeah,
I would
pretty
be
wild.
probably very scared to drive that around Saucy Corner.
I was the only person on that day who would, I refused to floor it around the track. I only did the 0 to 100 and then I drove it like a grandma. I was too worried because it was raining.
You wussed out, bro.
And that car weighs like 2.5 tons. So imagine going off, imagine losing control of that car. I mean, expensive mistake.
Yes, you'd probably become a very, very dangerous projectile. What would you pick as a spare / third car? Ooh. Golf R or MX-5? Oh, so different.
I have my answer. Depends how old it is, first of all.
Are you talking brand new?
If you're talking brand new,
And keep in mind, it's a third car. I'd go MX-5.
I'd go MX-5.
100%.
I was going to say,
it's just so fun.
It doesn't
the
depend.
Golf R is more practical and way faster.
Yeah.
But the MX-5 is just purely fun. And you can take the roof off. You can take the goddamn roof off.
Yeah, 100%. Go MX-5.
Golf R currently rocking a Mark 8. Nice. That's a great model.
Mark 8 is it, but the Mark 8 was a huge jump over the Mark 7 and 7.5 in terms of its power because it goes from the Haldex system to the multi-clutch pack or whatever it is. So it's a big difference. If you're going for the older ones, I'd just go for the speed, the outright speed just gets kind of old to me, but the the thrill of driving an MX-5 never gets old.
Can we take a break from questions for a second and tell the people what's happening in the next couple of months? I feel like now's a good time to tell them.
Dude, there is honestly...
I don't know if we can't go into details, like massively, of what's happening, but we can say that there's some cool stuff happening.
I think I'm going to leave it to you because there's so much happening in the next, 3 months that we haven't discussed. I don't even know what we've been talking about for the last day together, but we have not discussed this. I don't know. You leave.
I don't know what we talk about most of the time, to be honest. It just goes in one ear and out the other. So we're both going overseas.
Yes.
In a few weeks, couple weeks.
Yes.
You're going to Germany.
Yes.
I'm going to Korea. We'll leave it at that. We're not going to say manufacturers.
By the way, we had 5 international trip invites over a 2-week period, and this is the first time we've ever been so inundated.
This is a good problem to have, guys.
It's an awesome problem to have.
Yeah.
And by the way, the only reason we have this problem is because
all
of
of
you.
you.
So thank you for watching. But we had a trip. We were invited to Africa, which I would have loved to have gone to. It sounds really cool.
I don't think either of us have ever been to that continent before, so that would be very awesome.
I won't say I'm not going to say the companies just in case they're a bit touchy because they haven't announced all this stuff yet. There'll be embargoes and stuff. And then the other one was China, back to China.
Back to China for a third time.
Which, to be honest, it would have been cool because you guys love the Chinese car content and I love visiting China. So that would have been cool. But we've already accepted these other ones, so we just can't do it.
Another exciting thing that happened just today, and don't worry, I'll get back to the questions and the chat in a second, but we just had a meeting with a company, and it looks like we'll be getting some new cars on the channel.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah.
Some new manufacturers on the channel that'll pretty much finish off our collection of manufacturers. I think we've got them all now.
We've got them all.
So
you'll see every new car brand in Australia that's not like an ultra luxury brand or really niche brand. Everyone we will now have on the channel, which is really important because we have to, what you guys don't see is we really have to advocate for ourselves and be like, hey, look, we have this many viewers, this many of you guys are from Australia, which is what obviously the Australian market cares about. Here's why we think we should be able to review your cars. Obviously, that's not us saying, can we take your car and we'll say whatever you want. It's, can we review your car?
Literally.
Review.
Yeah. And because, some people are more old school when it comes to it, we really do have to kind of introduce ourselves. And because it's just the two of us, it can be quite time consuming. So we just have to sometimes travel and make sure that people know who we are.
Which I guess leads well into why we're in Sydney at the moment.
Exactly.
So maybe I'll take over. So we flew up today just to have meetings with manufacturers. It's just a good time to do so. And there's a lot of manufacturers are based here in Sydney. So just to catch up or like we've done today, essentially advocate for ourselves. And then tomorrow's an exciting day because I'll say this, we're doing a collaboration with Redriven, but because we're buying a car.
I'm going to put a quick poll. I'm curious if anyone in the chat watches Redriven.
I think a lot would.
Do you watch Redriven?
Adam is honestly
what a legend.
My interactions with him so far, he is exactly the same as what you would find on camera. He's the same person off camera. I've never met him in person. We've had a few phone chats though. He is the most bubbly, happy, just a really good person. You
know what? He loves what he does.
He loves what
he does. That's pretty cool.
And so he's going to be on the channel tomorrow while we go and pick up this new to us.
He'll be interviewing us or something. What?
I don't think we're doing that now, but at some point we'll jump on his podcast as well.
That'll be cool.
So yeah, it's
I've always wanted to be on the Joe Rogan Experience.
It would be an experience.
That would be an experience.
Wow, a lot of questions.
Probably open my third eye. Okay, Madden Jacob, need your honest verdict on the new Santa Fe. What drawbacks do you reckon you faced? The only drawback for me was the uggo.
He doesn't like
completely uggo design of the rear. I just can't get over it.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it's fantastic. It's incredible.
Literally the only thing I didn't like about it, and we said this in even the sponsored videos we did, we said it, the bloody eye view monitor.
Oh, yeah.
And that, to a lesser extent, they seem to have refined that over time.
Yeah.
It's the speed warning, which you have to turn off every time. In their newer cars, you could just hold down.
Yeah.
You just hold down the mute button on the steering wheel and turn it off. That update hasn't come to the Santa Fe yet, and that's what's really annoying. But
So once they get that through, it'll be sweet.
guy, like everything else about that car, I think it's well priced. It drives really well. My ass was in that seat for like 14 and a half hours within 24 hours. And apart from me getting tired, the car was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Obviously, we drove the Highlander. Is that the spec?
No, it's not the Highlander anymore. It's the Elite, isn't it?
No.
Or is it still a Highlander?
I think it's the Highlander,
It must be.
we're getting confused because the Tucson's now the premium for the top of the range.
Yeah.
We just reviewed that. But yeah, I haven't driven like the base spec of it, so I can't give you my thoughts on that. But if it's anything like other Hyundai specs, the best one to go for will be
the middle.
It'll be the middle of the range, and that will get you everything you need and nothing you don't.
And you know what? If you reverse it into your parking spots, you don't have to look at the rear end. All right. So
I love it personally, but
it's Uggo.
Yeah.
All right. Kia Carnival hybrid review. I think
booked in. Yeah, they actually reached out to me yesterday and were like, "Hey, do you want to review it?"
So that'll be coming in the next
A
couple.
lot
of
of you bought the Kia Carnival through our service, carsauce.com/buy. Obviously, we keep an eye on everything going in and out, everything, all the happenings. Heaps of you guys bought a Kia Carnival through us. So thank you if you did, and I really hope the experience was good. Please let me know if you
Leave
have.
some comments, by the way, in the chat. I'm curious if you guys have actually used the service and maybe you haven't bought a car or you've just had experience with the service. We would love feedback.
We want feedback as well.
Because we want to be able to improve it as well. Because we have direct communication with these guys, so we can improve it.
Yeah.
FEVs that you are aware, any more incoming FEVs that you're aware of? Like, of note?
I'm just trying to remember.
There's so many, right? Like, so many brands are...
I think MG are going to come in with a few. I can't talk about, like, obviously we have a lot of off-record conversations about what cars are coming in, but on record, I can't tell you. But there are definitely a lot more. I think the one on record that I think is going to be epic is the BYD Shark.
Oh, yeah.
Because of how good the BYD C-Line 6 is, the only negative I can think of for the BYD Shark is that it has a 2.5 ton brake towing capacity, but then so does a Ford Ranger Raptor. So I think that car's going to be epic. Independent suspension all around, pretty much a fully sealed underneath with rock protection and stuff. Yeah, we did a video on that actually, so check it out. It's a talking head.
And are you guys going to the SUV Expo this Friday in Melbourne? We're going to be there.
Yeah.
Just curious. If you are, we'll come say hi. If I have to go electric, I'll go Hyundai Ioniq 5N. I like your style.
That's a pretty sick car.
That's a sick car.
But it's a lot of money.
Are cars like the Ford Ranger in threat with the Chinese market coming in with good value propositions? I mean, I think Matt just kind of answered that with the BYD Shark. That could very well steal customers from the Ford Ranger.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially given that it has that 3.5 ton towing.
No, it's 2.5.
Sorry. But I think it could definitely steal customers from the Ford Ranger.
And also, we don't know what the Ford Ranger FEV is going to be like, but they're already claiming that it's going to be like 40 kilometers of range versus 80 kilometers for the BYD Shark. So that, I mean, how could you compare on that? So it'll be interesting to see if they can achieve the 3.5 ton brake towing capacity that they're aiming for. But also, the biggest thing with like tradies or people who own a ute is really reliability. There's also the aspect of like worksite politics and things like that. You know, if you come to work in an Amarok, right, that's when people think, oh, he's made it, even though it's $2,000 more than an equivalent Ford Ranger. So,
but on the flip side, if you're a tradie and you got to go quote a job and you rock up in an Amarok, the person might be like, oh, they're going to charge me too much.
Yeah, they're going to charge me too much.
They're going to charge me too much for this job.
Versus if you come in a Toyota Hilux and
they're like, oh, good value.
Flies up. Right. Possibly the worst value used.
But that's the perception.
That's the perception.
Pantheus, just popping in to say you boys got me over the line on a Model Y 2024 year with stalks and sensors. Lol. Yeah, because you don't get that on the Model 3. And just bloody love it. $6 to charge 450 kilometers from home. That is awesome.
That is awesome.
I'm assuming you have like some sort of a solar or sustainable setup going there, so that's pretty cool. Keep your cards close to your chest.
That's ominous.
That's very ominous.
I don't know what that means. In what context?
I guess I will.
What is the honest thoughts?
Honest thoughts? Bro, we can't give them to you. I'm sorry. No, we definitely can. We like the Tiggo 7 Pro Elite. Oh, is the Elite...
I need to see what it comes with.
I'm sorry, but the Cherry Cherry naming schemes are very confusing.
It's really confusing. And they know that.
They do know that. Maybe it's on purpose. Tiggo 7 Pro Elite. So that's the middle spec.
Mid-spec, what do you get?
41,990.
So I think really the only big difference is going to be the fact that you don't get the all-wheel drive system and you get the worst Gitty tyres. That does, like the Gitty tyres...
In Melbourne, I feel like that's a factor, right? With how much rain we've been having lately.
The Gitty tyres are just not a good tyre. So I would say that the car drives fine. It's a soft suspension. It rolls in a corner, but actually when you're just driving around, it's comfortable. It's very soft suspension. It pretty much drives itself down a highway with no issues now because they've updated a lot of the steering rack. Sorry, not the steering rack. They've updated the software behind it.
Yeah.
So instead of being really short, little sharp adjustments, it's like a long sweeping adjustment. That was one major change they made, and it's made it a lot better. You have to turn off the eye monitoring system every time you drive it.
Yeah.
But like we said with the Hyundai, it's like every car now you have to do
Everything that has a 5-star ANCAP pretty much has to have it. Pantheus, again, I loved your behind the scenes stuff in China and Korea at the car shows and stuff. Will be sad if you don't get to go together as your chemistry rules on screen. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that.
We try.
We try. It is obviously fun when we get to go together. It's definitely preferred in a way because we can get like double the content out, but at the same time, it's like there's often going to be events that are on at the same time and it's difficult to split. You know, if we could both just cut ourselves in half and go to both, that'd be good.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. 2024 Camry SL review. I don't think
they don't. So
no.
They're replacing the Camry now with an all new gen, and they sell so many Camrys because of like Uber and stuff that they don't need our review on it. They don't want it, so they don't have any on their press fleet.
Yeah.
At least in Melbourne.
Do you want motorsports to be a part of the Olympics? Why not?
Be sick, but not if it was in the same way as. Like it couldn't be like F1. Like the cars would have to be completely standardized, like the exact same car.
They would all, like every country would have to have the exact same car because, you know, some countries could afford to make ridiculously more powerful cars. I don't know.
It would literally be like
How
F1 now.
How would you regulate it?
You've got, you know, Ferrari at the top.
Yeah.
And then you've got, the figure of speech, I know that it's really Red Bull at the moment.
Yeah.
And then down the bottom you have, why am I blanking on the team names? Is it AlphaTauri still?
No, I think they're doing all right, actually.
Anyway, but you know what I mean. There can't be that kind of distance. It has to be the same.
Completely equal.
It's just based on skill, like running.
I feel like they could do that for rally. I don't know. I feel like rally, there's a lot more skill involved.
I know so little about rally, to be honest.
And you could regulate the cars to be very, like, you know, pretty much the same. I don't know.
That's interesting. I'm going to put it to a poll.
It's a good. Let me turn. Wait, did we get the results of that last poll?
It was 61%.
66%. Yes. So that's 2/3. So out of 50 votes, about 35 of you watch him. That's pretty cool. That's actually.
It would certainly make me want to watch the Olympics.
Redriven with John Cadogan was an interesting watch. Have they been on together?
Yeah, I watched them. It was good.
Yeah. Was that like a podcast?
Yeah, they did a couple of different things, and one of them was a podcast. It was interesting.
Oh, that's it. What did they talk about?
A bunch of stuff, including a lot of dealership stuff.
Fair
specifically.
Enough. All right. Redriven is goated. Cool. Can't wait to meet the guy. Please review used cars too. Perhaps. I think, you know, it's so busy at the moment with all the new cars that are coming out. I don't even think we'd have time, if I'm being completely honest.
But in saying that, we are now, or at least we're going to try. I think we can do it. Now that we've got this like new to us used car coming, which we're not going to reveal yet. That video will come out probably in a couple of weeks. For the first, we're doing a whole series on it. We should always have like a used car at the same time because I want our content to be a bit different. I don't want our content to get stale for you guys. I want you to enjoy our new car reviews, but also see us like being car nerds and buying a new cool car, whatever it is.
And you know what? Any of you guys like OG fans, please comment if you guys watched our previous used car series because that was a lot of fun. And that was kind of, I think that was my first thing on the channel.
We've actually done a few, right? No, your first thing on the channel was the Abarth, I think.
No, I'm talking about the GTI.
Yeah, but I think your first.
We didn't film that. No, my first review on the channel was the Abarth.
Oh,
we did the GTI ages ago.
So we've had the SsangYong.
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically started with my Ford Falcon.
2 or 3 videos on that.
Yeah, SsangYong. What else can I make on it?
Yeah.
My dad still has that. The seats, both front seats, are now completely jammed in the forward front position, and they won't go back. It's pretty bad.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's pretty
Is there
bad.
something stuck in the mechanism?
Look, man,
Macca's fries or something?
Mercedes old electronics from the 90s
Jesus.
are rearing their ugly
Oh
head.
my God.
Then it's still a very nice car. Mechanically, totally fine, by the way. Like, perfect. Then there was the GDI, which was a great experience in what not to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you were so sad about that because just as you started, like, just as you were about to get some pleasure out of it, you had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You should have held on to it for like 6 months or a year. I don't know.
Whatever. I think at that
It is
point
what it
I
is.
was
And you know what?
done.
It went to a good home.
Yeah.
Like the guy that we sold it to loved those cars and he did everything on it himself.
Yeah. It needed to go to someone like that.
Interesting. Majority think motorsport should not be an Olympic sport. Probably for similar reasons that we said, but
Also, there's too many. There's too many sports.
there's too
in the
many Olympic
Olympics.
sports. It's difficult to keep track. There's like 3 different channels on TV that are all on at the same
Probably
time.
more, and it's just confusing.
Yeah. All right.
It feels like everyone can be an Olympian. It's that easy.
All right, we got Slav. Hey everyone, who else here believes in these guys? Are we their army? Nice. That's, you know what? I believe in us. I believe in us. Looking at a Suzuki Swift Sport 1.4 Turbo. Heard it's a fun car. It's definitely a fun car.
Yeah.
It's economic. It's practical. It's fun. It's zippy. Give it a shot. I feel like that was like, used to be our most viewed video on the channel.
At one point, the Suzuki Swift
the
was.
Suzuki Swift
But I
Sport.
can't remember if it was.
Was it the 1.4 Turbo?
I thought it was 1.6, but maybe it wasn't. It was a long time
Maybe it
ago,
was.
man.
Very cool car. Very, very cool. Scorpio Power. AN Gaming has said it multiple times. Scorpio Power. Great car. Very, 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 very capable off-roader. MG3 Hybrid. Good or great? The new one, I'm assuming? I haven't driven it. Yeah. That's just come out, I think. We missed the
This guy
launch of that
really has ridden Scorpio Power a lot.
one. He's a big fan of the Scorpio. All right. Maybe we'll come back to you on the MG3 a little bit later.
Yeah, I mean, wait for our review. It'll come out. We haven't driven it.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. I mean, you can get it
It's way more expensive than the last one.
for like the top of the line
Yeah.
MG3 hybrid. You can spend a little bit more and get a base model Haval Jolyon hybrid Pro thing, right? So, and that's significantly bigger.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's better, but it's significantly bigger. So,
You'd be limiting your options quite a lot. But if you know you want a hatch, like a small hatch, then go for it. Regarding Tesla Model Y, no solar, I live in a villa, just using the AGL overnight EV plan. Oh, that's pretty cool. I had no idea that AGL had an EV plan. Interesting. I guess like it's lower rates overnight when you charge your car.
right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I have to think about that for a second. Yeah, interesting. It's
this
good that they have
one-
stuff like that, to be honest.
This one might be for you, Matt, because I haven't watched it. But
What is it?
What do you guys think of the Cadogan's brutal takedown of the Tasman? Is it legit or just rage for losing his Hyundai/Kia sweetheart status? To you guys that now fly the Hyundai torch. Interesting way to put it. I don't know if we necessarily fly the Hyundai torch.
Yeah. Look, I have a very good relationship with their PR team.
Yeah.
And I promise you, their PR team are the coolest.
They're really nice people.
We can say whatever we want, as long as it's like,
Not way over the top.
and if we believe it,
Yeah.
then we can say whatever we want,
Yeah.
and we have.
Yeah.
And they're also separate to their marketing team,
Yes.
just FYI. So, the question,
Yeah, so Cadogan probably went ham on the Tasman, I'm assuming.
when I saw the Tasman in public, so I was the first person in the world, I think, to do like a full walk around. There was some guy who did it in like camouflage, but in that I was the first. I was like, holy shit, that ute is ugly. And Jacob knows I like every car.
Bro, you FaceTimed me right next to it.
Yeah. One of my favorite cars of all time,
Yeah.
which I think is a fantastic design, is a Fiat Multipla. Go search that car up and you are going to be shocked, right? So
I don't know if I want
for
to.
me to look at a Kia Tasman, can you pull up a Kia Tasman?
Yes.
I'll show you exactly why I was shocked. I didn't think I was. It actually looks better in pictures than it does in person.
I don't know if I can share it on stream, but let me give it a shot.
We'll give it a go. We're on a new setup, obviously.
It's a new setup,
We're not at
new
home.
laptop.
But look, I don't know John. I've watched some of his videos, and the thing I really like, he clearly knows his shit. So,
Oops.
uh-oh.
Oh, I keep switching between the scenes. All right, you know what? I think we'll just leave it.
Okay, we're gonna leave it.
It's too hard.
But anyway,
In the middle of the street.
I'll just say it. It was the fender flares, like those bulbous black plastic that was on the side. I was like, that is hideous. And that's unlike me. So we'll have to wait until that yellow wrap is taken off the car. But it does not look, it just looks awkward to me. So
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying about John Cadogan is like, yeah, I don't know what his, maybe he does have a bad relationship with Cat. I don't know. It's none of my business. But what I can say is that if I haven't watched the video, and if he said it was ugly, damn right, it's an ugly car. The inside though, with the leaked video that some guy took while transporting it, which is pretty funny, that I think shows a really good interior. It could even be best in class. We'll have to wait again to see what the BYD Shark is like.
Yes.
But
also, like, knowing John Cadogan's content, I haven't watched too much of it, but I have seen some of it. He would have probably gone in mostly on the off-road kit, I would assume, than the looks.
we're guessing. We haven't watched the video.
I haven't watched it. But, like, yeah, I'm sure he actually went in on what was important.
I'm going to end the poll here. Results are 52%.
Can you guys do the Haggerty-style CGI videos? You'll have to explain what that is.
Okay, here's something you guys need to know. We rarely watch other people's YouTube videos, and I'll tell you why. When you're in the industry and you start watching other people's industry, you start doing that.
It's a bit hard to watch.
It's hard to watch. Yes. You can tell, and I'm not gonna out anyone or whatever, but you can tell who have secret deals, who are saying things that are not genuine, or just getting things so factually incorrect.
It's like irritating.
It hurts your brain.
Yeah.
So honestly, for that reason, I've stopped. In fact, the only person I watch is Matty Campbell from The Right Car, because he is he's like redriven. He's genuine on camera and he's genuine in person. And
what a top bloke.
He's a really good guy.
Shout out to The Right Car.
Yeah.
Good guys. Who else here watches The Right Car?
So yeah, for that reason, we just don't watch other people's videos. Straight Pipes, I do watch them. Savage Geese.
Oh yeah, they were your favorite, right?
Well, Savage Geese, just because I feel like their humor is so similar to ours, which is just
very
like,
dry.
Very dry, stupid.
Just dumb.
But also like they're extremely knowledgeable, and what they're really good at is the very technical stuff, which we can't do. We're not engineers by background. We're just car enthusiasts who are so intertwined now into the car industry that we know a lot.
Exactly.
But we're not engineers by background.
And you know what? I think this ties in perfectly with Cooper Anderson's question. What makes you two different from all the other car YouTubers, i.e. Chasing Cars or Car Expert? Although I'd watch you guys over them any day. Thank you for that.
That's very kind.
That's very nice. Well, what makes us different? I guess we're just different.
We're just, yeah.
I don't know. I think we're maybe a little strange, a little bit weird in a good way. And I think maybe because we don't have that formal journalistic background, the way that we present is a little bit more natural, a little bit more conversational.
I don't think we've ever said what our actual background is.
Do you guys actually know what we do?
Do you know like
Do you know what our expertise is?
Yeah, maybe
Or are we just random guys that you like to watch?
I'll start with me, right? I have a
go ahead, mate.
I have a commerce degree in majoring in marketing and management. My background is management consulting, which is such a wanky term, but I was in the strategy area specifically. So essentially growing businesses.
Strategize.
And then I was so sick of working for assholes who...
Bro, he's probably watching this.
There was more than just one, don't you worry. That I was like, I'm going to do my own thing and I'm going to have a good life. To be fair, I think Jacob knows this. You guys don't see this, but actually both of us work really, really hard. I would say I work from the moment I sleep to the moment from the moment I wake to the moment I sleep.
I can attest to that. I think no one works as hard as Matt. I think it's probably an issue.
It's probably an issue.
I think you need to work on that. Bro, stop doom scrolling. Get back to work.
What's your background, Jacob?
My background is computer science. So I'm a certified nerd.
Jacob, I don't think you guys understand. I'm a bit of a... is a coding whiz.
It's not easy being this intelligent. No, I studied computer science. I am pretty much wrapping up that degree now. It took me a while, I'll be honest, because it's not my natural inclination to be in the classroom. But yeah, so that's my background, that's my expertise, and I'm now, my actual position at CarSauce now is head of digital, which is kind of it's a very vague term, but essentially it means that I am in charge of everything to do with carsauce.com. And all of the new stuff that we're rolling out over the next few months and next year or so on the website is going to be just pretty much me. So I mean, I'm still going to be doing content, and we're still going to be doing videos and going to launches and doing all this cool stuff and live streams and all that. But my main responsibility is actually the website. So if you guys haven't checked it out, have a look at carsauce.com. If you want, that we have a form on the website. We get emails with, it's probably actually the easiest way to reach us, if I'm being completely honest, is to use the form on the website.
100%.
If you guys have any feedback at all, I know we haven't actually asked this before, but if you guys, because everyone uses websites, if you guys use it on the phone or desktop or whatever, if there's any issues with the website or any feedback you have, please actually leave a form, and we'll get to that as soon as possible, because that's one of the main things I'm focusing on as my first task is improving the user experience on the website. Because I know at the moment it's pretty basic, maybe there's a few issues, and I want to get to them as quickly as possible.
But yeah, as Jacob said, we do daily news. We're not going to pump out as many news articles as, the other people out there, but we put a lot of care and effort into it. And I think that our news articles are bomb fire and actually make sense.
Bomb fire.
And we have car reviews as well. So we're really dedicated to putting up 2 a week. We've just hired, or going through the process, I should say, of hiring someone to help us to actually just get what we've written, because we've written so many reviews, but it's so time consuming to get that up onto the website that we've had to outsource that. And there's just other things we want to focus on, like the content and videos for you guys and stuff. So yeah, do check out the website. Visit it daily. Tell your friends. Backlink us.
We need backlinks.
We need backlinks.
That is something you learned this week.
It's something I've learned this week.
Guys, we're a bit newbie when it comes to this stuff, so we're learning on the job. What do you boys watch when you're on YouTube but not in CarSauce mode? Mukbang? Gaming? Bluey clips on loop. What is Bluey? Is that kid's cartoon?
Can I tell you what?
Is that the cartoon?
Yeah, it's from like Australia. Obviously, we don't have kids, right? So we're not intertwined in this world yet, but we will be.
Mukbang, definitely. No. I know what it is, but I don't watch it. Gaming, a little, I don't know. We play a bit of COD, so I actually did watch a little bit of, there was a Call of Duty World Championship on recently, so I actually watched a little bit of that. That was quite cool. I don't know if you watched any of that. No. That was interesting. I haven't watched any of that in years, so that was awesome. I am pretty boring. I listen to a bunch of podcasts on just general life stuff. Modern Wisdom is Chris Williamson is a really good one. What else do I listen to? Lex Friedman, obviously background in computer science, artificial intelligence. I love all that stuff. So Lex Friedman podcast is amazing. What else? What else do you watch?
Okay, so I've got a very... So I don't listen to podcasts. I only ever watch YouTube videos, and I do watch a lot. So if I'm working or something, and I just need something on in the background, I'll play an episode of Gordon Ramsay. Or there's a guy.
How can you have Gordon Ramsay on in the background?
Dude,
that would just take my full attention.
I don't even watch it. I just listen to it. I love the Tank Museum because I'm a real big nerd of tanks. What else do I like? Oh, there's a guy I watch who does just random product reviews, but he's such a wholesome man. Freaking reviews. Yeah, and all he just does, like kitchen gadgets or...
Bro, you've never told me about this.
We don't even talk about this. What's another one?
Review this bottle right now.
I won't ever watch Shark Tank because I think that's staged as all F.
It is clearly
But I do watch the British version, Dragon's Den.
Oh, that is so funny. I've seen
so funny. Specifically the older episodes, because the newer ones are always like a young tech startup and who gets $1 billion. I like the ones where they bring in the dumbest gadget and Peter Jones is sitting there like, you're a knobhead, When he was critical, because now he's very fluffy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a weird taste, but yeah, it changes. I used to watch a guy called the Mighty Jingles for tank stuff.
Oh
The
yeah, I
tanks.
remember him. Yeah, Mighty Jingles.
It
Yeah,
was quite wholesome.
that would come under gaming. That
would come under gaming.
But perhaps a bit of mukbang, depending.
Remember Level Cap Gaming?
Yeah, I remember
Battlefield 3.
Battlefield 3. That was.
I used to watch a lot of
Battlefield 3. We used to play a lot of Battlefield 3.
So yeah, weird mix.
Some cool stuff. Some cool stuff.
Yes, my health is fine, Slav. Thanks for asking.
Okay, so I think the verdict was no, motorsport should not be in the Olympics. Why does that laptop have a 42-inch screen? I'll tell you why. Because the DJI Osmo has a very weird fisheye lens. It just makes it look very large. So look how big my hand is.
If I put my laptop here, what would it look like?
Are you going to out-angle me?
There's such a lag. Let's see if we can make mine look bigger. I don't know.
Man.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there you go. This is a 13-inch MacBook, so yeah.
Oh God! All right.
Oh no!
No, don't press the power button. That would be
Your
terrible.
42-inch laptop is taking up all the space on this.
I'm sorry. I'm going to push it even more forward. All right. Okay. Opinion on Lexus LBX review coming soon. That was done by me. But spoiler, actually, that is coming soon, right?
Which one?
The LBX. I filmed that ages ago.
It's okay. So before Jacob went away to Europe for a month, he did film a trip. He filmed a video on the LBX.
Yeah.
But because I just know it's not going to perform very well,
You've been procrastinating.
it's sitting on the back burner.
Matt has been
But
procrastinating.
I'll tell you what, if you guys, let's put up a poll.
Bro, everyone wants to see the LBX review, especially now that they know I've done it.
It's just Jacob. Keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind, guys.
You're going to see, actually, by the way, in all seriousness, you're going to see more content of just Jacob, which is awesome, I think. He has a very different take to me, I think, whereas on my own, I'm still an absolute idiot. He actually becomes more professional on his own.
Someone has to.
And a bit more coherent.
Someone has. No, you definitely, you're more serious when you're by yourself.
I probably am. I mean,
You're
I can't
a bit less
bounce.
jovial.
That's because our editor cuts out all when I'm swearing and I'm screaming and I'm like, I can't believe. Sometimes I'm literally like Himanshu. I am so sorry. I'll say that in the
To the editor.
and then he'll send me a message being like, "It's okay.
It's
Matt."
okay, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Or
I'm on the group chat.
He's done this before. He was like, he's really polite. He'll be like, "This was really hard, man," and I'm like, "That's when I know it's bad."
Oh man. All right, it's Jamie. Like, I love your humor and your relationship and dynamic. Others are just so boring. You two together are great. Love the reviews. Thanks, mate.
That's very
really
kind.
appreciate
Thank
it. We try to be not boring. That's our goal.
I think
in
that's,
life.
if someone asked earlier, I can't remember who it was now, but what our difference is, the reality is it's us two being honest with each other, having a good time, and we treat you guys like you're just a friend. We treat the camera, because obviously it's you guys when we're just standing there are a camera, but we know that so many of you are watching, and so we take that like you're just a mate who's there. And it's almost like you're watching through Jacob's eyes.
Exactly. And like I said, we came at this from a different angle to most other journalists on YouTube. Yeah. In fact, we're not really journalists. No. We just make video content about cars. Most of these guys you see on YouTube were writing for magazines full-time for years, maybe decades. And so now they have to take that skill set and apply it to video. It's not going to come out as naturally, I think. Yeah,
and a lot of people do struggle, and a lot of people do like it, but actually you'd be surprised how many people actually don't want to film video. They are better suited at writing news or reviews or whatever, but the job now demands that you film YouTube. At least that's 100%. What manufacturers want.
100%. So that's the way the world is going.
It's not for everyone.
No, everyone prefers to watch now rather than read, I feel. At least that's what we've noticed. That being said, though, websites are still getting millions of visits. So it's clearly still a big thing.
Websites are huge. No, absolutely.
Yep, I watch Matt content too. You guys are different to the established with characters. So yes, I don't miss any of your videos. Thanks, KJX. Appreciate it. Declinator. Do certain cars' past reliability influence your thoughts when reviewing a new model from those brands? It's hard to say because I think it plays a role. There is a certain factor of going, in the past these cars have been this certain way. But for example, if you look at a brand like Chery, right? When we first reviewed, what was the first Chery we did? The Emoto 5?
Yes.
We had very low expectations of that car. Just based on,
we had watched others' reviews on that one.
We had low expectations. Because we didn't know what to expect, so we were kind of like, okay, this might not be that great.
Everyone's saying it's a terrible car.
Exactly. So that's an example of a time when you go into the review with low expectations. But just because we have low expectations doesn't mean we're going to think poorly of the car. It can genuinely surprise us. And that has happened before.
100%.
You know, it's happened many times where we go in with low expectations and we're like,
I think that was a good example, right? Obviously, Cherry of the past have had issues. I think the glaring issue, which they admit to, is that they had asbestos in like, I think it was in the brakes or the water, something, right? It was something like that. They exited the Australia. That was when they were under a different distributor. Anyway, they left Australia. They've actually used those learnings, have made a lot of really good products, and we saw a lot of them. We drove a lot of them, especially in China, that we don't get in Australia yet. And they've re-entered into Australia with some pretty phenomenal cars. The engines are completely different to what they were. They're like partially designed. In fact, a lot of it is outsourced to this really high-end, Northern European engineering firm that makes a lot of other car brands' engines too, or designs them. They also export their engines alone and put them in different people's cars. Like the Cherry of 10 years ago is so different.
It's a whole different company.
It's the same with all cars from China. What they were 10 years ago, it's just night and day what they were today. 10 years ago, I think I've said this in so many videos now, no, not a chance I would have bought a Chinese car. A lot of them were just absolute rubbish. But especially once they started going EV, which are inherently reliable because they have so few moving parts, they're making some of the most incredible products, honestly. And that's why so many countries are tariffing them. It's not because, oh God, I'm not going to get political.
Let's leave the politics.
We'll leave it there. Yeah. But like, there's a reason that a lot of countries and areas are worried about the rise of Chinese cars. It's honestly because they're really good.
And they've got a lot of money. And when you have a lot of money, you can do a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the proof is in the pudding with their 3 times 8-hour shifts for R&D. You're not going to get that out of BMW.
Yeah.
You're just not.
That is true. And thanks, Paul Gary, $2.99. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for the amazing content. You're great. Awesome. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that. And guys, don't feel like you need to donate any money at all. We're just doing this live stream just as a Q&A, but we really do appreciate that. Thank you. So what makes up CarSauce? Cooper Anderson asks, what makes up CarSauce? Is it a small team, considering you two are attending launches, plus filming, plus integrating with dealers? Yeah, I mean, look, like you said, there is a lot of work that we have to do. A lot goes into it. And it is pretty much just the two of us. Yeah. Matt mentioned Himanshu before. He is our video editor, and he pretty much does all the videos now.
Yeah.
He's a
really hard worker.
We started him off on like one here and there, and then it quickly became once a week, and then he just like wanted to take on more and more. He's a young, driven, ambitious guy, like really nice guy. I think he gels really well with us, and like we didn't really have to explain to him too much about how to edit the content. He kind of just got it straight away and then picked it up and went off to the races. So he's fantastic. I would consider him team member number 3.
Yeah. And it's just like his humor is the same as us. That was so important because when we were handing over editing, because
you can't give a tutorial on how to do the funny effects and stuff, but he just does it.
And he sometimes he just surprises me with how funny.
Sometimes he would do it better than what we would do.
100%.
Yeah. So it's genuinely awesome.
He does a really good job.
So yeah, I would say it's pretty much 3 at this point. But we do have plans. Like we said, we've got a lot coming. It obviously all pretty much, like any business, relies on money, revenue, how the business is going. And so like you guys have seen, we have done some, partnered with some manufacturers recently on videos and done some sponsored content. And that, I hope that you guys still enjoy watching the sponsored content because we still aim to make it as high quality as our regular content,
100%.
if not, just like top notch.
100%.
So we hope you guys enjoy watching them too.
Often there's a lot more planning that goes into it because all the reviews we film, it's completely unscripted.
Yeah.
Us going to get the car tomorrow, that's completely unscripted. We don't have any script. We just have a camera and us.
Yeah.
So when we're doing a video, we don't script that video, but obviously we'll plan it out and tell them what we're doing.
There'll be a lot more preparation that goes into something like a sponsored review.
But to be very clear, none of it is scripted. None.
No.
Not a single line of wording is scripted. We'll just say, for example, with the torture test we did, I remember the brief we gave to them was, it was supposed to be you and I, but you couldn't make it for personal reasons. So ended up being, all it was like 2 sentences. Matt and Jacob will drive from Melbourne to Canberra in one day, 14 hours or so, torture test. And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was the brief.
That was all we told them we were going to do. And they were like, great, sweet, agreed.
I think I even put in, and maybe a pie stop. And I got a pie. But that was more collateral for me.
They knew the maybe was a definite. They knew it.
And also something I want to just make very clear is that with all of our sponsored content, we don't just take that money and pocket it, right? Jacob and I are both on a fixed wage.
Yeah.
We're probably just like you. And every cent we get goes back into the business. We just want to have a sustainable, good business where we treat people right, we pay people right, and we give you guys the absolute best content possible that we're proud of.
We're not trying to build a massive team, if I'm being completely honest. We don't want a massive team because then you lose, I think, that initial thing that got you started, and you lose the initial identity and authenticity. If we find someone in the industry that just gels really well with our vision of what we want to do, and we have the budget to actually bring them on board full time, that will probably happen eventually.
So you're going to see sponsored content for us. We're going to keep doing it. We're also going to try and monetize other areas, like a bit more on the website. We want to get more traffic onto that. So, banner ads, which are just easy for you guys. Who cares? And you read the article, you get good news, and we have our banner ads, we have revenue, so we can hire more journalists. But you're probably we're never just going to leave the camera. I think all the video stuff will remain Jacob and I, because I want it to be authentic, and I think that's what you guys want. I don't think you guys want a carousel of different people coming on and making videos, and no hate to him, but Doug DeMuro did that for a while and it absolutely tanked his channel.
He really did.
You guys hated it. I hated it. I completely stopped watching his stuff. So, I think there's that element as well.
I've lost the tab with the live stream.
He's got 40 tabs open.
This is scary.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. What have I done?
You're just going to have to close it one by one.
Uh-oh. Don't worry, guys. I'll find it.
Okay, I'll keep going while you're looking for it. Oh, you got it?
Do you have the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Uncle Roger is better than Ramsey. Don't get the reference, but I do like Uncle Roger. I think he's pretty hilarious. I don't know if you guys have seen that recent one with Gordon Ramsay, but that was pretty funny.
I haven't seen Uncle Roger.
He's like a TikTok / YouTube food entertainer, I guess you could say.
Right.
Will the Kia Telluride come to Australia? Has that been confirmed?
No, and it will never come. Oh, sorry, this generation at least. No. I don't know about future. The only reason we get the Palisade is because it's made in Korea. The Telluride is made in the US. Anything made in the US will never come to Australia. It's a general rule of thumb. Never. And it's not like they're going to do a right-hand drive conversion. The market would be way too small. They don't sell many Palisades for Hyundai, so they're not going to sell many Kia Tellurides.
Random question. Have you guys seen Christine? Sorry, I'm just moving a little bit quicker because the chat's moving a bit quicker. Have you guys seen Christine, the horror movie about an evil, demonically possessed car? I actually do think I've seen that. Is that based off a Stephen King novel?
And I've never seen it.
I think I've seen it. It's an older, maybe an 80s movie. I have to look this up now.
I'll keep going. The travel vlog lately were awesome. Thank you. We have more.
It's 83.
I went to Korea, like you guys know, a month and a half ago, and I'm just waiting on an embargo to lift for the Insta, hopefully at the end of this month, and then I'll release the vlog for that, which was really cool. We went past a restaurant called Egg Slut, and I'll leave it at that. Then there was because Jacob, I'm going to Germany and Barcelona for 2 weeks for different car launches of different brands, I should say. Jacob's going to Korea. We're actually going to buy another camera for Jacob so he can take that to Korea. So he's going to vlog his trip, and I'm going to vlog my trip. And we're going to do that for all international launches because it's cool. Yeah,
I vlogged the India one by myself, and that went pretty well.
That was the first international vlog we did.
Yeah, true. And that was actually a really well performing video. And the China one that we did together, I thought was just hilarious. That, honestly, it was an hour 20, I think, that video, but it's one of the favorite videos. One of my favorite videos we've done.
It was
on
awesome.
Our channel.
I've never seen India in that way. So
we actually had a bit of a watch party at our place.
Yeah.
At your place when we released that video.
Yeah,
for the China vlog. Yeah, because that was really good. G'day guys, love your style of videos, being yourself, not reading off a script like most car review channels. Thanks, Crowy.
You will never see a script from us.
Never.
Unlike some channels which say you'll never see a script from us.
and then we've found that scripts in press cards.
Yeah, we found their scripts in press cards.
That is quite funny. But we will never name who they are.
No.
Did I miss the kiss? You did, actually. It happened
It was that fast.
only when you weren't here.
It was one frame.
Yeah, you'll never find it. You'll have to go back through the whole live and
Multiple
search.
times.
When are you doing a review on the GWM Alpha Hybrid?
Oh, the Canon Alpha Hybrid. I had one booked in, but I was like, I've already done the diesel. Do I need to do the Canon Alpha Hybrid? The issue is, and this is actually one of the drawbacks of having a smaller team, is that we really get one chance to film a car and we get one trim often. If it's like something really special, we might do a second one. But to be honest, the diesel's probably the one I would buy anyway, because the hybrid, I don't think is that refined, because I've driven it before. I drove it at the pre-production, to be fair, but I would go the diesel in that car anyway. So you're not missing out on anything. There you go. There's the take. Get the diesel.
Sorry, I zoned out. All right, Matt looking rather svelte. I don't know what that means, but I think it's a Swedish word.
Is that something to do with felt?
For sexy.
Oh.
I don't know. I only just finished work, so I'm a little late. I'm going to have to rewatch the whole thing tomorrow. Honestly, you don't have to. It's not that. The content is not that great.
You haven't missed anything. Yeah.
It's just pretty much what's happening now, but like an hour of that. Is it true there's an embargo on the CX-80? And if so, when will it be lifted?
I don't know. We have an interesting relationship with...
Our relationship with Mazda is a bit up and down.
Which it shouldn't be, and it's the only manufacturer at the moment who we're just not really sure of, as in like why we sometimes have issues. But anyway, all I can say is we'd love to review the CX-80. I don't know if there's an event going on anytime soon.
We just need responses.
Yeah,
we need an answer to an email.
Keep us informed. Mazda, if you're watching, like, please reach out, let's talk.
Yeah.
Because I think we've tried.
We have definitely tried. How many times do you guys need to stop and roll the camera to take car shots? Once.
I don't know what that means.
As in like if we're filming like rolling shots of the camera. If we're filming together, I'll be on the side of the road filming Matt driving past.
We have like at this point, it's like...
We have a system.
We have a system, and like... We can literally just look at each other. We could be 100 meters away. We'll look at each other and know what the other person is trying to communicate. We're pretty good at that.
We've done it enough times that it's easy. But if we're by ourselves, we just set it up on a tripod and just drive past a couple times and get the shots.
That's all we can do.
How did you two meet? Are you brothers? As they say, we are brothers from the same mother. No, we're not brothers. In fact, we look nothing alike. Did you guys see the image that we put up as a promo for this live?
True
That was
image.
a real thumbnail.
That was taken just last week.
That was a still from our new camera. Cheeseburger.
No, we're just friends.
Cheeseburger.
We're friends.
We're good friends. We met each other, I want to say we were both probably 11 or 12.
We were little boys.
Little boys. You were bragging about having flown a plane.
Oh, we have different... Okay, we think about this in different ways.
You don't fly planes at 12 years old. Let's just say that. So it was a BS story.
Someone's never heard of X-Plane.
I called you out on the BS story, and then you, surrounded by your group of yes men, right, in year 6 or whatever this was, just really ticked me off, mate. And I think for about a year, I really hated you. But then we became best friends like a year later.
We started off as fighters, and now we are simply lovers. Lovers in a completely platonic way.
In a plutonic way.
Please don't sue me.
HR?
Yeah. Yes.
Bootstrapped business. Don't know what that means.
I don't know. Poor.
Yeah, pretty poor.
We do it. We get by.
You guys are like Deadpool and Deadpool. Have you guys seen the new Deadpool? It was pretty funny.
I don't know what Deadpool means.
Like I'm Deadpool and you're Deadpool.
Yeah, but I get that.
I think I'm more like Wolverine, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Especially when you haven't eaten.
You're not you when you're hungry.
It's like you're not alcoholic.
Fix will fix it.
You're foodaholic.
I'm definitely foodaholic. I don't know what you are, mate. You're like Coke Zero-aholic.
I'm just a slim, good-looking guy. You know, slender.
You're a slender man.
I'm quite svelte.
I still don't know what that means. What do you guys think of the vehicle Mr. Garrison from South Park invented? A zero energy giant wheel you sit in and control via two giant phalluses.
Hang on. We just got hyped.
Whoa,
By
hype.
Stephen Walker.
Walker.
Thank you for your donation. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the $5.
It's not even
mate.
a donation. Thank you for giving us $5.
Yeah, I don't know
we
why
appreciate
we're
it.
calling it donation because like that's what other
people
streamers
do,
say.
yeah.
But you know what? We know what it is.
Thank you for the underhanded
You're
slap
shouting us
on the
You're
knee.
shouting us a beer at happy hour. That's what you're doing. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get back to the two giant phalluses. Never mind. Do CarSauce have a novated lease partnership? No. I think we're very far behind. I'm going to keep going.
I don't think we're that far behind.
Tata launched Curve and Curve EV. Please review if possible. Would love to get our hands on a Tata. Potentially not that Tata, but maybe there'll be a Tata in the future. I don't think we'll be reviewing Tatas anytime soon. At least not in
They
Australia.
don't sell in Australia.
They're not in Australia. So it's
Sure,
unfortunate.
if we go to India
Yeah.
and we have time and we have access to a car, to be honest, it doesn't sound great. I don't want to really drive on the road in India.
Yeah.
I've got no real
Based
interest
on
in
what
doing
I've
so.
seen, it's a bit sketch. Hey guys, if we wanted to buy a car using your service, does it only apply for new cars or secondhand and import as well? So I believe because the network only contains new car dealers, it's only new cars.
Yeah.
But if that service ever expands to the secondhand or import market, then it would just automatically include that as well.
Yeah, we'll let you know. But
We'll let you guys know. If
right
there's
now,
an update.
it's just new
pure-
cars.
new
Because
car
the way it
dealerships.
works, right, is that essentially you guys want a car, you want a certain type of car. It's like the team sends out a blast email. You know, we want this car. What is the absolute best price you can give it for? We get a bunch of offers back, kind of like CarWow in a sense.
They basically like fight against each other.
Yeah, and
It's
then
like a bidding war on email.
and then you get presented with, I can't remember if it's many options or just the one, but anyway, you get presented with what is the best price, and then we charge that dealer a fee. Because I don't know how much a car dealer makes. You guys might know, especially if you're in the industry, but it's not a huge amount, but it's something, right? But if you bring a qualified lead, as well,
Then that's worth a lot more.
it's worth a
to
lot
them.
of money.
Yeah,
But
save
then
them a lot of time.
it's kind of a win-win, and that's why we did it, right? Like,
Who wants to actually, like, I feel like if anyone here has gone through the process of buying a new car, I have gone through the process of buying a used car, which is probably a bit worse, but from what I've seen and from what I've heard from people, buying a new car is not a fun process.
No.
It's actually very difficult, kind of stressful. They push pretty hard, and so this kind of just takes that out of the process. Okay? China vlog was so good to watch. Thanks, Ethan. I would never buy a US-made Kia. Terrible reputation is largely because of terrible quality of their Georgia-built Theta 2 engines. Sorry, I don't have any experience with those cars.
I think it's
so I
like
have no idea.
the V6 or something like
V6
that.
engines.
Yeah,
Have you heard about?
they have
build quality
issues. Yeah,
issues?
I mean, we had an issue. I think I wrote
Did
it
we have
in.
a recall? Like there was there a recall recently?
No, but I was on a launch where a Kia Carnival with the not Kia Carnival.
It wasn't an engine issue though, was
Kia
it?
Sorento had it was a transmission issue.
Yeah,
And that's been a transmission issue, unfortunately, for them across a lot of models.
not good. Not good. You guys should use a radio like CarWow. We actually do when we're filming driving shots.
We have walkie-talkies.
If it's
Yeah.
charged.
Yeah.
Matt always forgets to charge it.
One was uncharged.
Yeah, well, if you only have one walkie-talkie, it's kind of useless, isn't it? You can have a great conversation, actually. Good to see two daddies full-time at CarSauce. Daddies of the Year contenders. Much love from Kenya. Bro, put it there. Put it there. Much
been.
love from Australia to Kenya.
Yeah.
You guys should use okay, I've already read that. Step Brothers, but yeah, great movie. Which one would I be? Would I be Will Ferrell or the other guy? What's his name?
I can't remember, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
I would be the other guy, and you would be Will Ferrell. And if you touch my drum set,
I would definitely put my balls on your drum set.
I know it.
Yeah, out of spite.
And I would destroy you, because I know jiu-jitsu. Jacob,
probably an
your
accurate
thoughts on the
description.
Lincoln Co. 09? I'm pretty sure I saw that when I was in Europe. I'm not gonna lie. I saw a lot of Lincoln Co's in Europe. Don't have any thoughts yet. I'll have to get my hands on one. Are we gonna see them? Are we gonna see them at the SUV Expo?
No, we'll see them in
No.
spirit through Zika.
Yes, we'll see the Zekas, like rebadged or whatever, but
It's not quite rebadged. The story there is that these models were in development for Lynk & Co before they spun up Zika, and now they're Zika models. And every new model going forward will be a Zika. And that's why the front of like a Zika the Zika X looks, it's almost
like the 09.
identical to a, what's the car? I'm blanking because it's getting late. Anyway, it looks very similar to a Lynk & Co. It's got like 2 vertical lights, whereas their new 007 has that light bar at the front that's fully changing. It doesn't look anything like their other cars. So, what have you read?
I'll get to that. What do you recommend, Hyundai i30 Sedan N or Hyundai Sonata N line? Is the Sonata worth more?
It depends what you're using it for.
I mean, the i30 Sedan N is a track weapon.
Yeah.
It's a track weapon, and the Sonata N line, it's still great performance actually. And you know what? Really, really nice car. I'm just remembering it now. That was a super nice car, but you're not going to track it.
No.
It's a completely different use case.
Yeah.
Do you want a plush, luxurious, but sporty, like almost like a Kia Stinger GT sedan, like family sedan, or do you want a track car?
Yeah.
That's the two.
I would agree. The Sonata, the N line is, well, the Sonata, I should say, it's just great if you're commuting. But
Oh, I gotta pin this guy. Look at this. I gotta pin this comment. Most insufferable channel, just wanted to say. We're going to leave that at the top. Thanks, Jeff.
That's a good comment.
Everyone
I
say
like it.
thanks to Jeff.
thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
And isn't that the
Thank
wrong
you,
way to
Jeff.
spell Jeff?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Geo, mate.
F.
Way to appropriate.
Oh.
Jeez, he's going hard. He's
Going
going hard. Jeff, if I ever see you, I'll give you a kiss.
Give me a little smooch.
They will sell it to Australia with their new brand, Avinia, a collaboration with JLR and Pininfarina. It will be a pure EV brand, but yeah, not the normal, totally unreliable, extremely heavy Tata. What is that in reference to?
Yeah, I don't know.
6 Foot Legend? I just need a bit more context on that one.
Sell to Australia with a new brand. I don't know what that means.
Is that about the Lynk & Co. 09? No, he's responding to AJ. Tata launch Curve. Oh, okay. So they will be selling the Curve in Australia under Avinia. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I'm not. Are you familiar with that?
I haven't heard this,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Glad to hear. Hey fellas, love your chemistry. Glad to hear Daddy Jacob is now full-time. Thanks, JC. I can now afford Macca's once a week.
Bro, at this rate, you're going to be out twice a week so soon.
Bro, they keep putting up the prices. I don't think I can. Every time you guys say Daddy Jacob, I think of Daddy Doug. Did he do a thing? Doug?
I think the only person who would ever call him Daddy Doug would be...
It's himself.
No, it's his, it's the other guy.
The other guy. You are such an asshole. It's just like the Will Ferrell thing in Step Brothers. Like, that guy has a name, you know?
Hoovy's Garage, which I do watch his channel as well from time to time. But anyway, he would call him Daddy Doug or whatever. But Daddy Jacob, it's a unique name.
It's my name.
It's Jacob's name.
Are you going to review the new S-Class Mercedes? Maybe. If we're lucky.
The S-Class Mercedes. Oh, I would love to.
I would love to get chauffeured around.
Oh, can you imagine?
All right, we're coming closer towards the end. Jacob can easily get body slammed by a Snorlax. Are you calling Matt fat?
Where are you seeing this? Oh. Look, there's no doubt that all of us would get body slammed by a Snorlax.
I don't think we would need to get body slammed. We would just get blocked.
I'm going to see
We
how
wouldn't
much
be able to walk
Snorlax
past.
weighs,
I'm
theoretically
pretty sure he
speaking.
weighs 1,800 pounds.
And we're assuming it's 1,014.1 pounds. Who comes up with that, man? Who's like, yes, this Pokemon weighs 1,014.1 pounds.
Some guy on Reddit.
That's unreal.
Some guy on Reddit. He did the math. They did the math. I think I saw something about the Melbourne car show coming back.
I haven't heard. There's like other shows, like the EV, SUV show or whatever.
Yeah.
What else is there?
There was a car sales one recently. What was the car? No, yeah, car sales. The EV, the big EV expo.
Yeah, they just sponsored it. It really wasn't. But it really wasn't that big. But the reality is that for all these brands, like their activation, I think they call it, it's at least like $100,000. And are they getting that value out of it, especially in Australia?
Not
No.
in today's day. I mean, in post-COVID, it's harder to host events.
And it makes no sense because we also don't have a car industry in Australia. So why should these brands? Our market is tiny. We sell 1.2 million cars a year. In the US, they sell like 14.8 million. Yeah, it's just such a small market. It's not financially viable. So these smaller ones are popping up, but I don't see them as being sustainable in the long term personally.
No.
Unless they're really cheap.
I wish there was more Australian car shows though, because then we wouldn't have to go.
Oh,
Wouldn't have to travel around the world to go to them. We just drive. I love your Chinese series. Please do more. Most likely will be more coming soon. I'm sure there's going to be more events in China. Who knows? BYD, GWM, MG. Who knows?
there's going to be more.
There's going to be a lot more.
Like I said,
we'll probably go back with Cherry at some point.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think they said they were going to be doing one of those brand awareness things like every 6 months or every year. So that might happen again soon. Who knows?
I just want to speak to more of the other countries. It was like the Olympics,
That was so crazy.
but for
But car dealers.
and when you're a little off your face and you're just having chats with other nations, it's the strangest thing.
There was like African countries there. There was like Russia, Middle East, Asia, like just so many different countries at that event.
and then it turned into a karaoke section.
Like karaoke with like 1,000 people.
I can't remember which country it was. It was some Middle Eastern country, but one of them just popped off, and it was unreal.
He just started busting out the moves.
Yeah,
that was great.
It was really good.
What budget 4x4 dual cab would you buy, Maddie and Jacob? What would you buy if money was no object? So what budget and what expensive?
Dual cab ute.
Dual cab ute.
Dual cab ute.
So budget?
What's budget?
Was it the new D-Max? It's pretty
D-Max is good.
pretty good.
But it's still a bit
maybe
higher.
SsangYong Muso, but the towing on that is not.
If you're like serious about off-roading, you'd go a GWM
Yeah.
Canon XSR.
Yes.
I think it's got the front center and rear locking differential. It's just like, it comes so well equipped
Yeah.
for 50 grand. And I think the price just went down as well. And then you have, like, if money was no object,
Ranger Platinum.
I'd probably get no, not a Platinum.
Or would you go Raptor?
Oh, Raptor, yeah.
Always.
Raptor.
Yeah.
Raptor.
Yeah.
100% Raptor.
Ranger Raptor.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, no.
Ask a harder one. Please.
And then I'd jump it. I'd jump it.
A premium brand for a mass market car brand.
I don't think
Oh,
that's
it's like, it's like that. He's talking about the Tata thing. Did Hyundai choose a different name for N-Line in the North American market?
I don't know. I've got no idea what they do in America. I couldn't care less.
It's a whole different
if I'm
thing,
being
yeah.
honest. It is like its own market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the Cherry Tiggo 9 comes to Australia, can you please do a review? We shall.
Sure. Of course
Yeah,
we will.
absolutely.
Probably do some sponsored content as well.
You never know.
Never know.
You never know. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. Stephen McAuliffe. I'm tossing up between a BYD Seal, probably performance, great car, and a BYD Sea-Line 06 Premium. Love them both. Range isn't an issue. Just can't choose between them. Help. Well, you had the Sea-Line recently, so you're more qualified to speak on that.
I mean,
the Seal performance was
They're just not
so different.
But they're not in the same class.
yeah, but that's what he's probably trying to figure
If
out.
it like if I was choosing between an SUV and a sedan, I'd go the sedan.
You know what I think, Stephen? I think you just want us to give you an excuse to buy the Seal, don't you?
Probably.
Have you got a partner? Have you got some kids?
You need
They want you to buy the Sea-Line, but you want the Seal, don't you? We know.
The Seal is a more exciting car.
Yeah, it's like 3.3.
3.8.
Yeah, well,
It's called
that's what it
3.8
says.
S. Yeah, we got like 4.1.
Yeah, it is
it's-
very fast.
I think performance in the name is a bit misleading because it's really fast in a straight line, but it's got
the
a very
handling-
soft suspension. It's not
Yeah.
a performance car to drive. It's more like a Grand Tourer. But
Yeah, but if you're coming from like a 10-year-old, like let's just say you have a 5 to 10-year-old petrol naturally aspirated car, like most people.
an old
are.
Hyundai Tucson.
Let's just say you're coming from a 2015 Hyundai Tucson. You get into the BYD Seal, you will be mind blown coming from that car.
No doubt.
So we're comparing against other performance cars like the Model 3 Performance or whatever. So I think you will love the BYD Seal, but if you need the extra practicality, obviously, it's not going to do the job like the C-Line.
Yeah.
So I think you need to answer that. I'm sorry, but you need to answer that question.
But whichever one you choose, you can buy one through us, carsauce.com/buy. In fact, we're one of the only people that you can actually buy a BYD from. Because we have an exclusive deal with them.
Yeah, and we did check just today. There are still C-Lines. So go put your details in and our team will reach out and help you with a C-Line if you want. Yeah. And there's probably still Seals as well, I think.
Yeah, there's definitely.
My dream is going to start a car company of building luxury Australian automobiles. Paul, you probably should have saved your $2.99 that you donated because you're going to need it. It is expensive. Australian labour is...
It is a good dream, though.
It's a good dream.
Even I've thought about it. How cool would that be?
Bring Ford home. Bring Holden back. All these things. That'd be so cool. But I just don't see it ever happening the way that our country's going.
Probably not.
Maybe that's a little pessimistic of me.
That's such an old man statement.
Bro, the way the country's going...
You are old before your time. I think it's possible.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, labour is the expense of labour. Obviously,
that's a big one.
It's a lot more expensive to produce a car in Australia than it is in China, for example, where wages are lower. If
we can find a way to make humanoid robots a thing, then you don't have to pay labour on them.
True.
The Mazda CX... Oh, actually, there's a couple more before that. Have you thought about doing a series on the best driving roads in Australia? Thanks again for the saucy content. Keep up the good work. Not a bad idea, actually. I mean...
It's not a bad idea.
I don't know if we are the... I mean, we've driven on quite a few roads in South Australia, Tasmania.
Yeah. I don't think it's
Victoria,
anything...
New South Wales.
It's nothing we could add that you couldn't find online already.
We could actually probably give you some of the best ones on the east coast of Australia. But in terms of like Central Australia and the west coast, we're useless.
Yeah.
We're completely useless. So I don't think we'd get like a fair coverage, And
even then, I couldn't really tell you what great roads here are in Sydney because when we go to a launch, for example, you just go with the flow.
Mate, there are some incredible roads around Canberra. I can tell you that.
Canberra is unreal.
The mountains around Canberra, like I think most people know this, amazing roads. I witnessed something hilarious a couple of years ago when I was there with Hyundai. I've told you the story. Where we were just wrapping up. I was by myself. I think it was the launch of the old Santa Fe, so like 2022 Santa Fe or something. And we were just wrapping up filming.
It was a facelift, I think.
Yeah, it was before this new...
Yeah, it was.
The completely new, version. We were just wrapping up filming. I was packing up the camera gear. And this guy in like an SS Commodore just comes roaring up the hill, going around these twisties. He completely... I mean, I might have gone like this, I don't want to... I don't know if there's any legal...
Yeah, you don't want to implicate yourself.
I might have done a hand signal to him as he was going
accidental.
around. It was an accident. I was trying to pack the camera up, and I might have gone like that. Like, do that. And so he took it as a challenge and completely binned his car. Right in front of me. And it was one of the scariest moments of my life because I didn't know how he'd react. I didn't know if this guy was nuts. But to his credit, he was calm, reversed the car, pulled up right next to me. I was shitting myself. And then got out and said, "Oh, damn it, not again." So yeah, top bloke. And that guy's name is Matt.
Oh, was it?
No.
I was like, Matt's a very common name.
It is. Honestly, it probably is Matt.
You get about a 1 in 2 chance of it being Matt.
Either Matt or Hayden or something.
How cool would it be to review a Bushmaster? Something tells me that they're not going to give us access to a Bushmaster.
Do you know any cadets or
got
any connections?
Not anymore.
That'd be pretty cool. What do you think about the future of YouTube? It's hard to say, right? I mean, it seems to be going pretty all right for us at the moment. If YouTube decides to completely change the algorithm tomorrow, I mean, what can you do?
There's nothing. You just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Does Matt still have the Falcon Ute? Unfortunately not.
No, sold.
Sold it.
A long time ago now.
Many years ago.
I do miss it. I think about it from time to time. I think I could get a better Ford Falcon Ute.
Yeah.
But the fact that I had a Ford Falcon Ute is pretty cool. It drove well.
You know what? You're a true blue Aussie hero for that. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. I want you to know that the top recommended video right now for me is the 2024 Hyundai Venue review.
You know what? It's the Jacob effect.
I'm surprised we're at 10K views for that, to be honest.
Yeah. It's the Jacob effect. Daddy Jacob, are you hitting the gym? Actually, I did yesterday.
yeah, just yesterday.
For the first time in like genuinely months, I went to the gym. No, I don't gym. I literally do not work out in any way, shape or form. It's kind of weird. MG is offering a 10-year warranty. Hope others will follow. Really? Is that are they actually?
Yeah, I wrote a news article.
On which car?
All of them, 10 years to 250,000 kilometers, up from 7 years unlimited
Jesus.
kilometers.
Okay, that's pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
I'm confused between Maybach and Rolls Royce, so I'll just go for a BMX. You mean a BMX bike? I don't know if that's a joke, bro. Matt, do you still drive the SsangYong Chairman? It's such a rare car. I think you missed before. He actually did. We mentioned the Chairman. She's stuck.
She's worse for wear.
She's been in better condition. I think the front two seats are jammed.
Yeah, so
You cannot get in.
somehow my dad, not to be mistaken with Daddy Jacob, but my real dad, dropped something down the side, decided to... Right. Well, actually, it's not his fault. I said decided as if it was his fault. It's not. He pulled the seat all the way forward and up, and now it's stuck there. So he's like, Matt, I need you to get your fiance to get the car and drive it. And let me tell you the first thing about my fiance. She's not going to get in that car and drive it.
No, she'll never
So
it's stuck there.
it's stuck there. And his current solution is, okay, we need to take out the seat with complex electronics, two nuffies we don't know anything about.
It's just not going to happen.
To be fair, we've worked a lot on like tractors and stuff, but never pulled out a seat from a car. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But the car is currently...
It is such a cool car though,
It's
man.
drivable.
Yeah. Just not
long
by a large person.
as you are slim.
If you're a minion from Despicable Me 4, you can probably
Hit me
fit
up.
into it. Hit me up. I'm tossing up between a BYD C-Line and a RAV4 Cruiser Hybrid.
BYD C-Line.
that is a...
No, just BYD C-Line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And you won't have to wait. You won't have to wait.
You don't have to wait very long now for a RAV4 hybrid anymore. Actually, it's like 3 to 6 months.
Okay, have you guys thought of doing a series on 2 new cars which you both pick and then do a challenge who gets there first and which car did better overall?
That sounds very Top Gear-esque, and the answer is
Maybe.
maybe. Never say never.
It's just tricky, right? Because which cars do you get like to compete? And I don't know. Maybe. If it's the same car, maybe. Who is a better driver? That'd be an interesting series. Maybe we should, you know what we should do?
What?
We should have you and me both redo our L's. Redo our learner test.
Or,
And see how
P-plane
poorly we...
test.
Yeah, like to get our license.
Yeah.
Redo our license test and see who fails worse.
I would definitely fail worse.
Is it 10 and 2 or 9 and 3?
I always thought it was 6 and 5.
For me, it's just 12.
Yeah.
It's always 12.
I just prefer to drive no-handed.
Yeah.
And use a
Needs.
VR headset.
VR headset.
I think that comes to us to a natural end to this stream.
Yeah, I think so.
The key takeaways are...
I'm full-time now. I'm a full-time baby, apparently. We are growing inside.
In many ways.
In many ways, as you can probably tell. Things are going well. I hope you guys are still enjoying the content and, you know, it's been enjoyable for you.
We should do more of these.
Yes.
We got many international trips coming up in the next couple of months. A new car we're picking up tomorrow, like that we've bought.
Yeah,
So that's super
We're going to be
exciting.
doing a collaboration with Redriven on that, so that's going to be really cool. Yeah, just
Huge amount of
lots
stuff.
more event content coming up, lots more review content.
Yeah.
I've got a few in the backlog. So yeah, including my LBX, Matt. Get that up. Get that. Look at my Hyundai Venue.
It's sitting in our ClickUp planner. And it's been there for a long time.
Tell Himanshu to stop whatever he's doing and edit that video.
No, Himanshu, keep editing the other one.
The people want it.
All right, guys, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the flip.
Catch you on the flip.
Bye-bye. Ciao for now. Ciao for now.